So carts head once again onto the track for the final race before the lunch break here in Belgium. Still no sunshine, unfortunately. It may come this afternoon, but the temperature out there is around about 11 degrees for now. So it's getting warmer as the day goes on. The grid for this second DD2 heat with Group C against Group D will line up as follows. On pole position is going to be Dula Rawahi. He starts towards the front of the field, and alongside him, really well in warm-up this morning, was Joey Alders. So watch out from Joey to see what he can do, the Dutchman. Then on to row 2 is going to be Geordie Levins and Dzina Slavinsky. Row 3 is headed by Philip Siwa, and alongside him we've got the likes of Mick Visoffer. Further back on row 4 we then see Lucas Bartazuk and Sam Schmelt, the Brit there in 8th position. Row 5 is then Maxi Fleischmann and Pascal Marchel in cart 639. On to row 6 we then see the likes of Dennis Kroes, who is our Masters pole sitter and of course quickest in qualifying yesterday. Vili Valanin's alongside in cart 630. Vili was quite quick in the Winter Cup, but down on the grid for this being round 1 proper. Row 7 then sees Slavomir Ransky, who was on the podium overall in the Winter Cup in Spain. He's down in 13th on the grid for this one with Tamsin Germain alongside. Row 8 then sees Richard Faulkner, who has the free entry for this year, once again within Masters, and Aldous to Marks is alongside. And on to the final row of the grid with 17th and 18th being Ilja Aloskins and Richard Jutt to round out the 18 starters for this one. So that's how they all line up. There you can see our poleman, which is Dula Rawahi, and then alongside him, of course, is going to be Joey Alders in that cart on the front row of the grid. There's a few stragglers in the field. They're just working their way through turns 5 and 6, which still going. In fact, there's one quite a way back there. Is that Tamsin Germain, who could be trying to catch up? She may have had a mistake on this warm-up lap, but whoever it is near enough there. I think that is Tamsin in the colours of 618. So Tamsin will get her way through. Tamsin was talking us through the track guide earlier in the weekend. She hasn't kind of taught herself the track because she has made a mistake on that warm-up lap, but she's back in position. She's ready to go, which is the main thing. And again, for DD2, we look forward to 11 laps of action. This will be their first competitive race of the weekend. There is Joey Alders, as I said, one to watch out for. The unlucky thing for Joey, he's on the outside run in towards the first corner, which could be the wrong place to be, but we'll wait and see. Of course, the first one was a lot more spread out in terms of the start, so that may do you a favour in trying to get your way to the inside line, but let's see how they get on. There you can also see 647, which is Geordie Livins, and Dzina Slavinsky is alongside. They're all in position, they're lined up ready to go. DD2, the second race for this class today, bumping very close together once more. The red lights do go out now as they head down towards the first corner. Joey Alders has got a terrible start from the outside of the front row. He's going to be down to 4th place as everyone from the inside line goes through. That's going to be Dula Rawahi, also Geordie Livins and Philip Siwa as well into 1st, 2nd and 3rd places. The main thing, they're all safely through the first corner, so on towards turns 2, 3 and 4. They now head. Still up front though is going to be our poleman Dula Rawahi. He works his way now down the back straight for the first time, and a move possibly being made there from Philip Siwa by the looks of it, as he goes through into what's going to be 2nd position. So Philip jumps up the order there, moves ahead of Geordie Livins, and straight away everyone else has caught up now. So after a very sluggish start, Joey Alders sits in 4th position, and then behind that, a slight move trying to be made there, but not quite going to happen. I think that's Dzina Slavinsky. Again, lower down the order, you can see some of the Masters runners as well. Tamsin, of course, is in there. Dennis Kroes, along with the likes of Slavomir Moransky as well. But top 4 through, already down to 4th place has gone Geordie Livins, because up the order has come Joey Alders into 3rd place already at the end of the first lap. Can he now depose the likes of Philip Siwa in 2nd, and Dula Rawahi in the lead of the race as well. Down towards turn 4 they go. Is that going to be a move? Yes, it is. Down the inside, very nicely done, and already a good length or so ahead of the previous pole sitter and leader. There's a move from Joey Alders. This is the pace we're used to seeing from Joey, especially this morning in the warm-up session. So Joey takes no prisoners there. Down the inside he goes, up into 2nd place, and Joey now finds himself on the tail of our new race leader, which is Philip Siwa. They look behind because, again, Dula is under attack from 2 carts there. Through goes, first off, Joey Livins, and also going through was the likes of Who was that going through there? Just trying to work out. I think it could have possibly been Lucas Bartosuk, who got himself through as well. Onto the start-finish line they come. Yes, it was Lucas up to 4th, and Dalla has already gone down to near enough the outside of the top 5. Meantime, Joey Alders has got to the front just like that. Again, no waiting around for the man who races with Zanardi on towards the left-hander of this corner. Down at turn number 3, again bumping and boring as Philip Seawer has been pushed wide there because Geordie Livens has come through into 2nd position, and up also into 3rd possibly could have gone Lucas Bartosuk, who now makes a move down at turn number 5. There's been another change there for 2nd position, so really lots of action going on towards the front, but straight away Joey Alders is not hanging about. He's pulled out a good probably 5 or 6 kart lengths over the rest of the field now, as Lucas Bartosuk has made it to 2nd. Geordie Livens lies 3rd. 4th place is Mick Vishoff. A good start from Mick there, who's come through from 6th on the grid up into 4th place now. Dzina Slavinsky is in 5th, and to round out your top 6 it looks to be Philip Seawer in this race as they all charge down towards the first corner for the 4th time. Any moves being made? Yep, Geordie Livens under attack from Lucas Bartosuk there. He goes through up into 4th place. The 658 car, in fact no, it's not now, it's someone else who's come through. It's Dzina Slavinsky, who makes himself known now with inside the top 5 places. He's the one who got through past Geordie Livens, and Lucas Bartosuk has dropped, has he? No, he's up in 2nd place, that's why. So Lucas Bartosuk is 2nd. Is that now going to be 3rd? Well, there's 2 carts very close together. They nearly make contact through the exit of turn number 6, and the one trying to get through there is Mick Vishoffer in the red and white machine. So Mick is on the tail now of Lucas Bartosuk as they make the charge in towards turn number 8. Again, nothing to choose between those two as they work their way down towards the final corner. The lead at the end of that previous lap for Joey Alders was 7/10 of a second. That possibly has doubled within the space of just 1 lap as they come through, head down for Lucas Bartosuk in towards the first corner. And Lucas Bartosuk, Mick Vishoffer have now been joined by Dzina Slavinsky first off, and also as there's a change for 2nd possibly, yeah, Mick Vishoffer alongside Lucas Bartosuk, and ousted wide there straight away was Bartosuk by the likes of Dzina Slavinsky, who came through. Geordie Livens has also got through as well on this lap. He gets himself up into 4th position, and Lucas Bartosuk again, click of the fingers, goes from 2nd down to 5th position, so not the best of news there for him. There we can see Dzina's now on the tail of Mick Vishoffer. They've got to try and close down this gap between themselves and Joey Alders, which sits at 1.6 seconds, so a real big tussle to come. There's another one lower down the field there as Tamsin Germain is passed by the likes of number 636 by the looks of it, which is another Masters runner, Richard Faulkner. So Tamsin was leading. I think she's just been put back now a little bit further. Oh, and that cart was nearly lifted off the ground there at turn 1. That is our fight for 2nd place between Mick Vishoffer and Dzina Slavinsky. Dzina's got really close, and I'm sure the wheel did just lift up slightly off the track, which would have scared the 2nd place man Mick Vishoffer only slightly. He's used to this sort of racing, I'm sure, as they head their way onto the back stretch. There you can see as well, a little bit further down, Lucas Bartosuk and Geordie Livens. They are fighting over 4th and 5th positions. They work their way through turns 6 on towards the hairpin at turn 7. Can Geordie make a move here? No, he can't, because Bartosuk went for a defensive line. Again, a slight look over the shoulder from Lucas Bartosuk. There you can see the next 2 in line, which is Maxi Fleischmann, and also in there as well is 639, which is Pascal Marchel. So they are quite a way back from the leader. Joey Alders, who now goes through to complete half race distance within this 2nd DD2 heat. Still no change out front, still Mick Vishoffer for 2nd, Dzina Slavinsky 3rd, 4th and 5th did change around on that lap as we saw. Lucas Bartosuk and Geordie Livens, and then Maxi Fleischmann, he's sitting there in 6th place. Pascal Marchel 7th, Willi Valanen in 8th, 9th is Philip Seawer, and 10th place for Sam Schmelt. Just a word about the Masters, still Tamsin Germain ahead of Richard Faulkner, and Tim Marks is in 3rd place. And then Dennis Crows has dropped dramatically from where he was down to 4th in Masters, so that's not the best of news for him. Meantime, back towards the head of the field, this is for 2nd and 3rd, Mick Vishoffer and Dzina Slavinsky. Then you can see the rest of the order going through. Bartosuk, Geordie Livens, Maxi Fleischmann and Pascal Marchel in 7th place. For 2nd and 3rd, the gap remains around about 0.3 of a second. Not too much to choose between those two over the last few laps. The gap out front has come down gradually that time, 1.5 seconds it now sits at. And then for 4th and 5th places, you can just see those two carts flashing through the screen there. That was, of course, Lucas Bartosuk and Geordie Levins. It's the blue cart of Levins who sits behind. But it's the two we focus on there for 2nd and 3rd, down towards turn number 5. I just want Levins here. He looks quite racy in that 5th place to see if he can make a move this time. No, he can't. So he sits there behind Lucas Bartosuk, and then of course ahead of those two for 2nd and 3rd. There goes 4th and 5th, 6th and 7th through your picture as well, which is Maxi Fleischmann and Pascal Marchel, and then the rest of the order just outside the top 10. There was Tamsin Germain, you just saw, who was on the back of Dullah Rawahari by the looks of it, who has really dropped down the order here. Of course he was on pole position, but now he's down in 11th place, which is not too good at all. The battle for 2nd continues as well, which is Mick Vishofer and Dzenis Slavinsky. Dzenis tried briefly there to pull himself through up into 2nd place, but he's lost more time on the exit of turns 2 and 3. We'll see if he can try and close that down onto the back straight for the 9th time of asking. We're going to have just 2 laps to go at the end of this one. So time is ticking away for all of these guys who want to make progress and get some good heat results ready for tomorrow's pre-final. Again, very defensive for 4th place there from Lucas Bartosuk. There is still our leader, Joey Alders. There is 4th and 5th. Again, they've paired themselves off, haven't they? 2nd and 3rd together. 4th and 5th also joined together, and then 7th and 8th is, 6th and 7th behind them, which is Maxi Fleischmann and Pascal Marchel. But on to what's going to be the start of the penultimate lap now for our leader, which is Joey Alders, looking very good to pick up some solid results here this weekend. I said there was one to watch out for after warm-up this morning, and that has proven to be right so far. He's just got a lap and a half now to go. 2nd and 3rd are still there. You can see them working their way on towards turn number 4, but this time Mick Vishofer has got to go defensive for every single corner, because behind him Dzenis Slavinsky is not going to hang around now. He wants to get to the inside line. He knows Joey Alders is probably out of the question for the rest of this race, but if he can get one more place, that'll be good for him. There's the battle for 4th place as well, which is Lucas Bartosuk and Geordie Levins. That has kind of separated itself slightly over the last lap or so. But still, side by side, I think it was possibly for 2nd. No, not quite. Dzenis Slavinsky still behind Mick Vishofer as I head down towards the final corner. Through they go now to the start of the last lap, and I think Joey Alders' gap here may have grown on that previous lap. 1.4 it was. It now goes to 1.5. Yeah, not much to choose between them in terms of lap times. But Joey Alders looking very comfortable out front in this battle that we have for the DD2 honours this weekend. Through in towards turn number 4. Now goes the fight for 2nd. Down the back straight for the final time. Is Dzenis going to be brave to try and move? No, he's not. He's not quite close enough there to get through. So Dzenis may be over and done with, and may have to settle for 3rd place now, because he's tried his best to get through at turns 4. He's tried his best at turn 5. He's tried his best at the final corner, but none of them seem to be good enough for Dzenis. They're in 3rd place, so I think Mick Vishofer may have just done enough to hold on to 2nd place. And this man, Joey Alders, has done a sterling job. He puts his hand up already before he gets to the final corner, but it's going to be good enough for his first heat victory. He says to his heart, that's what we wanted to do, and he comes through to take the first of his wins here in DD2 this weekend. We'll see what the challenge will be like when he goes up against some of the other classes. Of course, slightly stronger they will be, of course, after the qualifying pace they showed yesterday. But what a drive that was from Joey Alders from the outside of the front row. He had to work his way back through from 4th place, but in the end, from the Sherpas Racing Service Team, Joey Alders takes a win by 1.2 seconds ahead of Mick Vishofer. Dzenis Slavinsky gets to 3rd for the Unique Racing Team. CRG's Lucas Bartosuk was 4th ahead of Geordie Levins. Pascal Marchel was then in 6th place, and Maxi Fleischmann, Vili Valanen, Dullah Rawahari in 9th place, and Sam Schmelt rounds out your top 10. So very happy people you can see down on the grandstand, showing that support for Joey Alders after a tremendous drive there after 11 laps of racing within the DD2 class. And then just to run you down the rest, we had 11th place for Philip Siwa. The first of the Masters in the end in that class was Richard Faulkner. He got to the head of that class before Tamsin Germain came 2nd. Then we saw Aldous Timarks in 3rd, Dennis Crows in 4th, Richard Jutt in 5th, and Oloskins with Moransky. After winning the Winter Cup Masters and 3rd on the podium there, he came down 18th in last place, so maybe a few problems for that Masters runner. But what a way to start the day for Joey Alders. He comes through with his first DD2 win ahead of Mick Vishofer and Dzenis.